Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to Dangerously. We are going to be playing, yes you guessed it, Monkey Island LeChuck's Revenge. I'm going to do a bit of an intro here where I introduce the game and the people who made it and stuff like that. So if you do just want to skip straight ahead to the action and kind of bypass this intro, there will be a timestamp down in the comments below pinned, and I will also put it in the information section of this video. So if you don't want to hear me rambling on about how much I love Monkey Island and Monkey Island 2 and my history with it, then skip on by. We won't miss you, but you'll enjoy the gameplay nonetheless. So I'm gonna start away here with some information about my background with specifically Monkey Island 2. It definitely is, I think, my favorite game in the series, and the reason I say that is because it was the first game in the series that I played. I was kind of lucky enough to be in a household where my dad was big into technology, and he needed computers for his work. And funnily enough, whilst he needed the computers for his work, he actually told me the other night that they barely ever used the computers for work purposes. So a lot of him and his work colleagues would actually just spend most of their time on computers playing video games and trying to beat each other's best times and all this kind of stuff. So him and his friends in work used to swap games between themselves. They used to obviously make fairly dubious in their legality copies of certain video games. And of course, when we were very, very young, my dad brought home copied floppies that I actually still have as well. There they are up on screen. So these literally are the Monkey Island 2 floppy disks that I got to play this game for the first time on. Like, the fact that I still own these, this is like an artifact to me. Unfortunately, they don't work anymore because they're just far too old, and magnetic discs after many years just start to degrade really. But it's really cool to me that I still own these. Like, the second game I ever remember playing in my entire life when I was about 3 or 4 years old was Monkey Island 2. Like, it was the second biggest game I ever played. But Monkey Island 2 in particular just has such a special place in my heart. And the fact that I still have these discs as well, it's like, this is where my love of gaming started. It's because of my dad getting these games off his buddies in work and bringing them home to us and allowing us play them. And now I get to share with you a picture of them anyway that you can see. And I'm thinking someday I might actually frame these because they're just so special to me. Like, you know what I mean? I would be very sad if I didn't have these anymore, or if I lost them, or they got broken or something, or like, well, when I mean broken, I mean destroyed in some way. But yeah, really cool to still have them. And my dad used to bring home loads of other really cool games as well that are like some of my favorites of all time, such as like Wolfenstein 3D, Prince of Persia, the original Prince of Persia that is, games like Commander Keen. I remember we had Commander Keen 4, loved that, Golden Axe, Ghostbusters 2, loads of just very cool MS-DOS games. Duke Nukem 1 was another one, and they used to be just constantly swapping them, but whilst he gave back, say, discs like Prince of Persia and stuff, we luckily got to keep Monkey Island 2. And I remember it barely worked on the computer we had, some kind of old 486 of some description. I wish I remembered what it was, but we don't have any pictures of it or anything as far as I know. So anyway, yes, the game I'm going to be playing now, I've finished the Secret of Monkey Island EGA version, and I am going to be playing the PC VGA edition of Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge. So a little information here about Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge is that Monkey Island 2 was released in 1991, very, very short time after the first game. Like, literally they started making this game immediately after they finished making The Secret of Monkey Island. And of course, Wonderful box art again provided by Steve Purcell. Great artist, absolutely. And just like, is that like one of the most iconic box arts of all time? I definitely think it is. And then of course Monkey Island 2 was released for the first time under the LucasArts banner. And as you can see there, the gold guy basically is what we like to call that. The Monkey Island, the LucasArts gold guy banner, and that would become a kind of a mainstay throughout the rest of LucasArts and Lucasfilm Games life cycle, really. I love that logo. It's kind of sad that it's gone, and they used to obviously kind of play off the game as well. So for example, in like Grim Fandango, the gold guy holding the ray of sunshine, or the eye, I've always thought it was like an eye at the top of the logo. That guy is actually like a skeleton for the Grim Fandango one. Or for example, in like Star Wars games, he'd pull out a lightsaber and start like deflecting laser bolts and things like that. So yeah, this is the first game that was released under the LucasArts banner. Basically a point where the company changed more or less. So it was released on several platforms. Not as many as the original Secret of Monkey Island, but certainly there was a lot of platforms. So it was released on IBM compatible PCs. It somehow made it to the Amiga platform with 11 diskettes, would you believe? 11 floppy disks. It made it to the Mac OS Classic platform. And I was actually watching a few videos of it before I started this video. And the sound is actually pretty bad on that Mac OS version, so I kind of wonder what the story was there. It also made it over to that Japanese platform again, the FM Tones. Quite a weird, just a weird system, but obviously we didn't get it over here in Europe, and certainly westernized countries, we just didn't get the FM Tones really. You had to import it if you wanted it. So later on, obviously, as many people know, it was released in a special edition with upgraded graphics and things like that in 2010. I was actually really excited for that and really enjoyed it. And that came with voice acting for the first time, because again, LeChuck's Revenge, Monkey Island 2, has no voice acting. They didn't bring it in. Although they did actually test out potential voice acting shortly after they made Monkey Island 2. They kind of were testing the idea of whether they could put it in or not. And there is actually a couple of videos up on YouTube on, I believe, Arik Wilmunder's personal YouTube, that has like Noah Falstein is voicing Guybrush. It's very cool to see and definitely worth checking out. You can actually, I think you can even download this kind of beta voice acting version as well. But of course, with the special edition in 2010 of Monkey Island 2, they brought back all the mainstays of the cast, such as Dominic Armato and Earl Bone, amongst many others. And basically some very intelligent and smart modders then came along and made what is known as the Ultimate Talkie Edition mod for the original Monkey Island 2, where they take all the sound files and they just basically input it back in to the game. Now, I will be playing the original VGA release 1991. It is we'll call it a cracked edition, although I do own my own copy of the game and I have bought it several times since. So that's legal-ish, a legal grey area. But anyway, so the game at the time was like considered a leap forward in technology, which had many improvements across the board in sound and art. Unfortunately, our friend Mark Ferrari did not make a return for this game. His artistry is incredible, as I showed you in my intro section of The Secret of Monkey Island EGA. Like, what that man could do with 16 colors, I don't think anybody is like capable of doing that anymore. Very few people anyway. But of course, yeah, his 16 colors and his artistry just didn't make it into Monkey Island 2, unfortunately, because they completely changed up how they did the art, and Mark, I believe, left shortly after the making of the original Secret of Monkey Island. So what they actually brought in was the idea of hand drawing art and scanning it into the game. So they actually started using flatbed scanners of the time, or whatever they may have been. I'm not 100% sure on the technology. And basically they would have scanned in these beautiful hand-drawn pieces of art as the backgrounds and then input them into the game at a low resolution. So what's kind of funny is the artist who made this art, Peter Chan mostly, kind of said that he was a bit peeved that his beautifully detailed hand painted and hand drawn pieces of art actually kind of got ruined by the lower resolution. So he was a bit peeved that a lot of the detail was lost. Of course, some of this is conceptual art as well that didn't make it into the game. But as you can see, like, I believe it's colored pencil outlines with markers, basically like color markers, or I think they're called like paint markers. Very interesting, and I really, really do think it gives Monkey Island 2 a completely unique style in the whole of the point and click genre. But as you can see here, the art is incredible, and they're hand drawn pieces of art. Like, I wish, like, I'm okay at drawing, but like, I wish I could draw things like that. It's just unbelievable. So Steve Purcell obviously did the cover art, as we saw, and there was actually a couple of concept pieces that were, you know, he was conceptualizing the idea of what the cover art would actually look like, and these are a couple of versions that didn't make the cut, unfortunately. I have actually seen on Twitter, I believe, a guy, that second image up there, I believe a guy actually made a box, like a proper, looks like a really, really good quality Monkey Island 2 box of like an alternative history of what the game could have looked like should it have had one of these conceptual arts. And of course there's a concept piece of what then became the actual box art for the game. It's just very cool that all this stuff is online, and it's like very easily accessible to see how they kind of built the game over time. So anyway, let's talk the team of people that were involved in the making of this. Now, there are definitely names that I will be leaving out here, but like, these are the guys that these are the guys I kind of consider, guys and girl actually, that I consider are like girls rather, are the like makers of this particular game, Monkey Island 2. So you've of course got lead designer and creator Ron Gilbert here again, also programmer of the Scum system, and just programmer on the game as well. So then of course he's joined again by Tim Schafer and David Grossman on writing and programming duties. Yet again, great guys. I think these three guys like have a really good chemistry, and I think it really comes across in the writing of the game. So I only read actually today for the first time about this lady. Her name is Tammy Borowick. I love that picture as well of her. That's like her in her office at LucasArts. You can actually, if you look really closely, you can see a Mix and Mojo wheel that is the type of DRM that was used in the game, hanging on notice board in the background. So yeah, this lady, I never had heard of her before, but she actually had quite a like big impact on Monkey Island and Ron Gilbert's company afterwards, Humongous Games. So like, she could be considered like one of the purveyors of edutainment, and of course she did a lot of programming on Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge. It's quite cool just to hear about these new people that kind of didn't go on to have like huge massive careers in gaming. Like, I read an interview with her where she said that she herself didn't come from a background of being a big gamer, but I found everything that she was saying was really interesting. I think she said particularly that she actually programmed like the Rum Rogers scene in the game, the Rum Rogers hut scene. So that was like her programming, which I think is quite cool. And again, I just love that picture of her. She was one of the few girls on the team as well at the time. I'd imagine it would have been quite unusual at the time anyway to have a lot of women in the industry. Like, obviously you had I'm blanking on her name at the moment, but we all know, of course, Roberta Williams, that's it, of Sierra Online, that she would have been like a very well known games developer in the industry, and especially pushing the medium forward as well. But yeah, this lady Tammy Borowick, I thought she's very interesting. Definitely worth checking out that interview. It was on a German LucasArts fan site, I believe. Very interesting woman. So then we move on to Peter Chan, who basically took on the duties of Mark Ferrari. I like to think he basically became the background artist. And I really have to take an aside here to talk about Peter Chan, because Peter Chan is, to me, quite similar to Mark Ferrari. I love this guy's art. Like, he is a conceptual artist, but this game, Monkey Island 2, was the first game in his fairly illustrious history of being a conceptual artist and lead artist in games. As you can see, his art is up here. This is a lot of concept art, obviously, for like Grim Fandango and Psychonauts, which he worked on later. He has kind of stayed in touch with Tim Schafer throughout his career. Peter Chan is quite a, like, I would say, another kind of reclusive kind of character. There's a very interesting documentary about Double Fine making Broken Age, and they actually have one episode dedicated specifically to Peter Chan. Very interesting character to hear him talk about art and his kind of process. He lives on an island, I think, near Washington or something like that. Like, total, like, reclusive guy. He lives there with his family. But, like, as you can see, the art on screen is speaking for itself. He really, I think, has such a strong vision that then gets kind of picked up and brought into the games he works on. I have it up here. I'm just going to get it and I'm going to read off some of the games that this man worked on throughout his career. It's super, super cool. So, like, some of the games that this man worked on include, obviously, Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge was kind of his kickstart into the career of concept art and lead artists in many video games. So these are just some of the games he worked on: Monkey Island 2, Super Star Wars, Sam & Max Hit the Road, Day of the Tentacle, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, Grim Fandango, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, The Phantom Menace. He was a storyboard artist, uncredited in the actual film, because he's worked on film and TV as well. He's worked as a storyboard artist in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, Psychonauts, Brutal Legend, obviously Broken Age, like I said, Rio 2. So he's worked with like Pixar and Warner Brothers, and most recently he's worked on Psychonauts 2 as a conceptual artist. Like, concept art seems to be his thing, and I really think that he has very strong original visions. Like, look at that. It's just so, it's cartoony, but it's also kind of, it's got a kind of Victorian quality or something to it. I absolutely love Peter Chan's work in the same way that I love Mark Ferrari's work. And of course, as we saw back before, like, he did all those backgrounds to Monkey Island as well, and he was quite pissed off that the flatbed scanners at the time just didn't have a high enough DPI or resolution, basically. So a lot of his like finer detail got lost. And then when he moved on to work on Day of the Tentacle, he kind of simplified the art and made it more bold and like thicker lines and less detail. It's quite comic booky or cartoony, but super cool. Just had to take an aside there to talk about Peter Chan, because Peter Chan really, I think, he is responsible for how this game looks, and I think he should be applauded for that reason. So we're moving on. Of course, we have Steve Purcell again on like item art, some background art, some animation, of course, as well. But he wasn't the lead animator on this one. Lead animator on this was a guy called Sean Turner. Could not find a picture of him. I don't think I've ever seen Sean Turner, but Sean Turner was the lead animator on this particular one, with good old Uncle Larry Ahern, my uncle in a different dimension. He's not my uncle at all, but we share the same second name. My name, of course, is Ahern as well. So I like to joke that Larry Ahern is my uncle. And this is where he kind of got his start as well as an animator, and I think he may have done some other pixel art and stuff for the game. But of course, Larry would go on to helm both. He would go on to helm The Curse of Monkey Island. He would co-direct it. So this is where he got his start, Larry Ahern. He seems like a really nice guy. I follow him on Twitter, and he just seems like a great guy. By the way, I actually am now on Twitter as Dangerously. I'm just at I'm Dangerously. So please do give me a follow on that, and I can kind of keep you up to date with the stuff that I'm doing on YouTube, just in case like I miss a day. I'm starting this video today a lot later than I'd like to be. I've missed my I usually release videos at kind of 12 noon here in Europe, in GMT, but I've missed it today just because I've been so busy, but I'll get back to my regular schedule then. But Twitter, yeah, so I'll be able to let you know if I'm running late on anything. So of course we had Eric Wilmunder again on, some Scum related programming and things like that. So then, of course, speaking of art and just the evolution basically of games design at the time, we have, of course, what were called either the Three Stooges, or I like to call them the Three Horsemen of music for Lucas Arts, and this is where a lot of these guys actually got their start as well. So we of course had Michael Land returns with his excellent music and composition, and he was joined by college friend Peter McConnell and childhood friend seemingly Clint Bajakian. These guys came together, and like the music in this game, not only is the art like a step forward for the time of 1991 and 1990, but like the music in this is incredible. It's a wall to wall, like the music never stops in this game. It's wall to wall for the whole game. It's kind of like a extended movie score, really. It's about like they must have had to compose so much music, like 8 or 9 hours of music. And then of course in this game there was the iMuse system, which kind of it was a technical dead end, really, is the way actually that Ron Gilbert describes it, because this kind of is the only game that ever really made true use of the iMuse system. I will speak more about what the iMuse system is when I get to Wood Tick in the game, because you can kind of hear how it works more than me trying to explain it, the technical details behind it. But yeah, so that to me really is the team of people that made that game. The musicians had some additional arrangements by a guy called J. Anthony White. I'm definitely missing some other names here. And then the producer of the overall project was a woman called Shelley Day, who's also had seemingly quite a extensive career in gaming and I think movie as well, and TV. But yeah, that to me is the team of people that were involved in making this game a reality. Yeah, so look, that's my intro. Monkey Island 2 means so much to me as a gamer and as an individual. Like, it is the first game I played, well, second game I ever played, but the first game I ever played in the Monkey Island series, and I just fell in love. My sister and me, we'd be like we were tiny tots, like we were like 3 or 4 or 5 years old or whatever, and we would sit upstairs in my parents' room where the old computer was, and it would run so slowly, but we just loved it. We loved Guybrush. I think we learned kind of how to I learned, certainly. My sister probably could read well at that stage, but like I was quite young. I think I learned how to read, and as I will have to do for the game while I'm playing it, we used to kind of voice act the characters. I'd take one character, she'd take another, and we have a good bond because of our gaming background. Like, we always do, like, even though she lives now in England, we always kind of talk about games. And when it was announced that we are going to be returning to Monkey Island this year in 2022, of course, I emailed her straight away or whatever, or messaged her straight away, and I said, oh, holy shit, return to Monkey Island, we're coming back. And we always do talk about that stuff. She's a big fan of point and click adventures, and yeah, we always talk about that, and we just have a good memories of that stuff. And I just remember, yeah, like the music trying to screech through a PC speaker, because we had no such thing as like sound cards or good speakers or anything on those computers. They weren't really. I don't even think that computer we had was really designed to be able to play games, but it was really slow. And I distinctly remember, obviously we'll get there later on, but like at the very end of the game with LeChuck, you kind of have a bit of a, we'll say, a boss battle with LeChuck, and I remember being terrified, just terrified of him. And my sister would be there, and she was kind of a bit scared as well. But you know, we kind of both helped each other finish the game. I really do think point and click games really lend themselves to sitting down with people or another person and playing them together, because you know, you can shout out, try this or try that. Anyway, so there you go for my intro. That's a bit about my history, a bit about the game itself. Sadly, Ron Gilbert left the company almost before this game even was released, and he went off to start Humongous Games with characters like Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam and Spy Fox. And basically, like him and that lady Tammy that you can see, they kind of, with that team, created the concept really of edutainment, that edutainment could be, or education could be fun within the context of an entertaining game and stuff like that. So yes, I'm going to be playing the VGA version of Monkey Island 2. I'm going to be playing it again on SCUMMVM, just after bringing up my SCUMMVM, there, and we are going to have MT32 sound again emulated, and I'm really looking forward to this. I know this game kind of like the back of my hand, so I don't foresee that I'll be stuck or on pretty much anything, but at the same stage I do want to take my time again and interact with a lot of the characters in the game. So it won't be as long as my Secret of Monkey Island EGA playthrough, but I'm going to take my time, because like I haven't played these games in so long, and I really want to get into the nitty gritty and see, is there any hints towards what might happen in the Return to Monkey Island. Anyway, I'm not going to take any more of your time. We're going to start here with Monkey Island 2, and I'm absolutely delighted. So anyway, I'm going to just pause that lovely music that's been playing in the background, which of course is by Michael Land. I'm going to just bring that down, quit out of that, wonderful, and here we go. So you're going to see the light change, but this is it. Oh, Monkey Island 2, so special. We're going to just watch the intro. I'm going to do a small bit of voice acting. The game actually starts on a cold open, interestingly. But so here we go, into Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Yes, of course. So we actually had, of course, a copied floppy disk version of this, and this is what is called DRM, or copyright protection. Back in the day, you actually had to have this code wheel, but our code wheel was literally just like a black and white print off, and this is a cracked version, so I can type in whatever numbers I want. But I remember like staring at these like pictures, and our two wheels that we had were just two pieces of paper that you kind of had to look through against light, because we didn't have them cut out properly or anything. And sometimes you get the numbers wrong because they weren't quite the right sizes and stuff like that. So you'd be you'd get 3 goes, and if you didn't get it right in 3 goes, the game would quit out of the game. And I remember sometimes you just have to guess it, and if you might guess it right. But anyway, mix 69 crab scallops with 69 squirts of peg leg. Right, yes, and of course this is the first Monkey Island game that gave us the options of difficulty. So I am going to be playing it on the hardest difficulty because I want to see all the puzzles. I actually remember, I think we beat it originally on Monkey Island 2 Lite, because it was hard. Like, it was hard for kids, and of course there are some very famous puzzles that are extremely hard in this game. But Monkey Island 2, I wanted all the puzzles, all the work. And then, of course, they put in this for, I think on the back of the box, it said something like, Monkey Island 2 for players that find it hard and those pesky reviewers, that couldn't finish the game quickly. Kind of a little jab at reviewers of the time. Monkey Island 2 Lite. I've never played an adventure game before. I'm scared. Right, I'm not scared. I'm going to play Monkey Island 2, and I love this. Listen to this. Oh, lovely. Right, here we are. Cold open. Straight away, we're into it. Guybrush obviously has changed. Well. Guybrush Threepwood. You do turn up in the strangest places. Hi, Elaine. Do you think you could help me out? How did you get into this mess? It's kind of a long story. That's okay. I've got the time. Well, it all started on Scab Island. Some of my admiring fans pressured me into telling my LeChuck evaporating story once again. And there it is, the first time we see the LucasArts Gold Guy logo. Loving it. Yeah, so they changed up the rhythm, actually, of the Monkey Island theme. It's kind of usually in 3/4, but they changed it to just straight 4/4, and it drives along, doesn't it? Hey! You guys, get out of here! 2 monkeys for Monkey Island 2. Listen to it, like, it's pumping, isn't it? Yeah, they're Tammy Borrowick and Brett Barrett was another guy that was involved, written and programmed. Background art by Peter Chan, Steve Purcell, Sean Turner, and James Dollar. Great guys. Yeah, and some animation. There's Uncle Larry Ahern. Oh, Ken Macklin as well. Yeah, I forgot Ken Macklin. And Robin Goldstein on arrangements with J. Anthony White. And I'm born in the year of the monkey, like 1992, so like there's Monkey Island is in my heart, and monkeys are in my heart, There's a very angry Guybrush. And Guybrush has grown a bit of a beard this time round, right? It actually gives me shivers, sometimes with Monkey Island and listening to these theme tunes and stuff, and this is what it was all about. Just playing these games and feeling joy, like. There's the iMuse system by Michael Land and Peter McConnell. Here we are. Deep in the Caribbean, Scab Island. Wonder why it's called Scab Island. Crackling fire. So I bust into the church and say, "Now you're in for a jubilious bag of barnacles," and then LeChuck cries, "Guybrush, I can't take it anymore." I think I know how he must have felt. Yeah, if I hear this story one more time, I'm going to be crying myself. Don't you have any new stories? Well, actually, that's why I'm here on Scab Island. I'm on a whole new adventure. Growing a mustache? No, bigger than that. And a beard? No, I'm in search of treasure, the biggest treasure of them all. A treasure so valuable and well hidden that it haunts the dreams of every pirate in the seas. You mean Big Whoop? None other. Then why'd you come here? There's no treasure on Scab Island. Well, I didn't know that before. Now I'm trying to charter a ship and look someplace else. When I return, I'll have riches galore and a whole new story. Or you'll have died trying. Either way, we won't have to hear that LeChuck anymore. About LeChuck. The text is very fast. I hope I can slow it down. Ha! Those guys wouldn't know a good story if they paid $50 for it. When I find Big Whoop, I'll become a legend among pirates for generations to come. If only I could charter a ship and get off this stinking island. Part 1, the Largo Embargo. Love it. And here we are. This is literally where we start, like on a bridge. We can actually see it up in the corner of my head, just right above. We're seeing double. So That actually gives away like the first puzzle in the game, if it is even a puzzle. And look at all these riches we've got. We're so rich because we did so well. This is maybe a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to how rich I'll be when I find Big Whoop. I think I'm pretty well prepared financially for now. I should be set for this whole trip with this. This should be plenty of money to charter a ship. Look at all of this. I've got enough to buy my own ship in 5 different currencies. I'll be traveling first class on this treasure hunt. It sure took a long time to save all this. No more part-time circus work for me. Of course, this is only a fraction of what I'll have after I find Big Whoop. Maybe I should get a money belt. I don't think I've ever seen all these answers. I wonder what I'll buy first. Boy, this stuff's heavy. I could just look at this money all day. Money, money, money. I have seen this. It's so funny. I'm confused by this strange urge to squander my wealth on immoral and dangerous vices. I wish all those girls who wouldn't go out with me in school could see this. Ah, that's so true, Guybrush. It sure took a long time to save all this. It's so good. I love that. I love that they went, like, even on the first screen, right? And then if I look at the sign, welcome to Woodtick. No treasure hunting zone. Right, and of course, like the first puzzle, you know, no treasure hunting zone, and it's got a shovel on it. No shovels. So if you literally pick up the sign, whoops, I think I broke the sign. He broke the sign. Guybrush. Thrifty dig TM for the treasure hunter on a budget. So I got a shovel. There's literally the first item in the game that you can pick up. And what's so funny is, like, if I take a step to the left or step to the right, something's going to happen, right? And, like, my sister and me, honestly, we thought, like, this was a puzzle, that we did something wrong, because it feels like you did something wrong. And you'll see why in a second. But I'm just going to comment on Guybrush Threepwood's look in this game. He's kind of, to me, he's got quite an Indiana Jones kind of vibe going on, you know. Bit kind of, you know, he's got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow kind of vibe going on, which becomes the butt of many jokes. He's got a kind of like a nice purpley blue trench coat with red trimmings, red and gold trimmings, and of course a nice belt buckle. And I think he's even got a satchel, because there's got, you know, a little well, it looks like a belt going across his chest. And look, the water as well even kind of is animated. It's simple, but like it's really effective. And straight away we're in a mood. And you're thinking, why is it silent? Because of course this game is like wall-to-wall music. But we'll hear in a minute. Will I go across the bridge, or will I try to get back out of town? That's why we had to restart the game, like. So anyway, here we go. Whoops, excuse me. Out of my way, fancy pants. On a second thought, stop right there. You ain't from these parts, are you? There's a toll bridge, you gotta pay. Is this some sort of bribe situation? I like that as well, that they added these little... that music is probably pretty loud. I'm gonna turn it down slightly on my end in case it's bleeding into the mic. Right, I'm gonna turn it down a tiny bit. Down to minus 10 decibels. Hopefully you can still hear me over that music. There we go. That should be good. Okay. So, sure, take my money. I don't want any trouble. Who's gonna make me, shorty? I don't pay for nothing. I'm a pirate. Monkey Island makes me so happy. Anyway, right. Is this some sort of bribe situation? Sure, take my money. Sure, take my money. I don't want any trouble. Okay, I think... Guybrush really hates Largo, even more sometimes than LeChuck, so... Who's gonna make me, shorty? Tough guy, eh? Help! Police! Scream as loud as you want. There is no police on Scab Island. And who keeps up the law and maintains order? Then who eats the donuts and roughs up the transients? Please, not in my new coat. Okay, put me down. I won't have to hurt you. I love that. Like, that's not the situation to be saying it. Then who eats the donuts and roughs up the transients? I roughs up what needs roughing up on this island. Hey, you're loaded. This is my lucky night. Remember, wherever you go, on sea or land, you can't ever hide from Largo LeGrand. Look at Guy brushes his eyes. Whew, tough town. I guess I should have got those traveler's checks. And we're left with nothing after all that. Yeah, we used to genuinely think that we did something wrong. We were like, oh, there must be some way to keep the money. But no, it's just baked into the game. There is no way to keep the money. So, as you can hear, we got some beautiful music starting up. So this is like, I think Woodtick really is like the biggest example of this iMuse system. And you'll hear as I move around the town and go into different buildings and stuff. So as you can see, the town of Woodtick is built upon basically beached ships. So we're going to head in here to this door. We're actually going to look at the door as well first. Oh, we can't. Here we are. And let's do a change. So here comes in the main theme, and it changes depending on when you go in and out of buildings. So if I go out now, it'll end. And if I go in now. So the music is able to, they've written like several different in and out points of the music. So at any bar, at any point in the music, I can walk out. And it will change back to the original chord comp. We'll call it like a chord that keeps playing. I think it's a G major chord. Let's actually check that on the guitar for the fun of it, right? Yeah, I have a guitar there. So it is G major chord basically, right? That's kind of being comped around, and no matter where it is in the bar, it's able to transition into the main theme then, depending on where you go into the building. And it's seamless. It basically just happens on the fly, no matter. So you see, it's different every single time. And this is kind of the most extravagant use of the iMuse system in the game. It's funny because with sound, like, people never notice if sound is bad in something. Or, sorry, people always notice when sound things are bad. But people never notice when sound is, like, exceptionally good. So, really, a lot of people didn't even really notice that this was happening in the game. And honestly, I think the iMuse system hasn't really been built upon in any meaningful way in the games industry, because games moved to live recorded orchestras after this, because CD technology allowed for bigger space and more information. Hard drives as well obviously became a thing, so you could store way more. But yeah, so there you are. That is basically a little example of how the iMuse system works just by listening. But the music is non-stop in this game, like, it's very cool. Right, so here's our first character. Let's have a look around this shop. Look at this peg leg. That's about the best peg leg I've ever seen. Thanks, I made it myself. Who's this guy? He's obviously a woodsmith of some decision. Comfortable looking chair. It's not for sale. Look at this, it's slightly blurred. I've never noticed that before. So yeah, they're obviously utilizing foreground elements that I can obviously walk by. So if I walk over here, I can actually be hidden by different things. It's really nice. I love when they do rooms like this that are like, there's the outline of them is dark. I think it's really effective. Right, let's look at the nails. Pounds and pounds of nails. I need all of them. This guy's gonna be real straight. It says Woody. That's me. Oh, so his name is Woody. I didn't know that. I just called him the Woodsmith. Woody the Woods. The jokes, huh? Nice craftsmanship. I made it myself. Are they all different? Did she say something different? That's about the best peg leg I've ever seen. Nice peg leg. Thanks. I made it myself. Let's have a look at the Woodsmith. He looks buff. I love the sounds in the background as well. That sounds like there's like a saw or something being used in the soundtrack. Let's look at the calendar. Oh boy, it's Buzzsaw Girl. No one touched her but me. Nice, sturdy workbench. Everything's laid out just how I need it. Yeah, he's very straight-laced, this guy. Pick up workbench. Hey, don't touch that. Everything's laid out how I need it. Get away from there. I just adjusted it to my height. What a cute little stool. I just adjusted to it my height. Let's try pick up the chair. Hey, don't touch that. It's not for sale. Let's pick up the calendar. Get away from there. No one touches her but me. Okay. Let's use shovel on Woodsmith. I can dig that. I can't dig that, Daddy. Right, okay, so let's talk to the Woodsmith. Ahem. Yeah? What's the problem with that Largo guy? He really goes against my grain. I'd like to make an end table out of him, but I don't have the guts. With all my tools, I'm still unable to create one thing that would do some good for this island. Like an all-night tattoo parlor? No, like a voodoo doll of Largo Legrand. Oh. Nice apron. Are you some sort of chef? No, I'm a woodsmith, which gives one of us an excuse for dressing funny. Okay. And then we've got another famous little tangent. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck no amount of wood, since a woodchuck can't chuck wood. But if a woodchuck could chuck wood and would chuck some amount of wood, what amount of wood would a woodchuck chuck? Even if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and even if a woodchuck could woodchuck wood, should a woodchuck could chuck wood? Oh, the tongue twisters. Oh, shut up. A woodchuck should chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, as long as a woodchuck would chuck wood. Oh, shut up. I'd like to look around a bit. Sure thing. Right, so there is Woody the Woodsmith. I love it. Never knew his name was Woody. Right, so as you see, we're back to the G major comp that keeps going around. I think it jumps down to E minor then, every time we get into the main theme. So look at it, we got some animated water again. Look at the sign. The Bloody Lips Bar and Grill. Okay, let's go down into here. And as you can see, the arrangement of the main theme in terms of its instrumentation slightly changes as well. Every single different building you go in, I suppose it gives each building its own character. So this is kind of like, it's kind of like a dirty, dingy, grungy bar that we're in, right? Okay, we've got a piano. Look at piano. I should have listened to my mother. I should have practiced. Push piano. I can't move it. Use piano? Nah, he can't play. Look at metronome. It's a metronome. Pick up metronome? No thanks. Too many bad memories of piano lessons. Okay. I can set it off. I like that. Advertisement. It reads, JoJo, appearing nightly. No cover charge. Alright, so they've got a musician. Better leave it here. Don't want to hurt business. He's Guybrush is very thoughtful, isn't he? I've got this guy with his red nose. I'm gonna give this guy a funny voice now. Let's look at the barkeeper. What is he using to clean those glasses? His own spit, man. Right. Excuse me. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Can't quite do a good voice for him, but it's gonna be up here. Wanna see my scar? Okay. Want to see my scar? Depends. Is there a good story behind it? As a matter of fact, there is. It's the story of the ghost pirate LeChuck and his gruesome demise. Heard it. This is one of those where he drinks too much root beer and burps so hard he explodes, right? Not exactly. Frankly, I don't care much for stories that promote moderation in drinking. I do have a business to run, you know. How's business? It's just terrible. No one ever comes down here anymore. Largo's got all my regulars spooked. You know, I can mix any drink there is, make anything you could name. But I can make one thing that would do really some good for this island. What's that? A voodoo doll of Largo Legrand. You there! Oh. Give me my usual and put it in a real glass. I remember on our old computer that spit used to take so long. Fork over the dough or you'll be serving Bloody Marys for a week. From your nose. That's all I have. Well, you better have more tomorrow. Or we might have to move this dump to a new location. Like, say, the bottom of the ocean. Ha ha ha. Boy, you just gave him all your money. I don't want to talk about it. I definitely have to slow down that text in Scum because it's flying by and I don't have enough time to read and do it. He spat all over the wall. I remember that little close-up of the spit going across the screen on our computer. It was literally like 1 frame per second or something like that. So funny. Look at spit dripping down wall. Largo's been here. He's like a dog or something. Pick up. I don't want to touch it with my hands. Right, so it seems that they all so far think that the only real good thing that would do anything for this island is to get rid of Largo Legrand with a voodoo doll. That's the only thing that would do any good. Let's walk to this store. Hey, hired help only. I'm just going in and out of voices again. Right, talk to the barkeep. Excuse me. Yeah, boy. Grog, please. Shaken, not stirred. Maybe you'd like a Shirley Temple instead? I'm old enough. Look at my beard. Ha! That's the oldest trick in the book. Tell you what, I'll let you have some near grog. Doesn't have any alcohol in it. But it's just as nasty smelling and foul tasting as the stuff grown-ups drink. Right on. Oh wait, what am I saying? I just sold the last of it to Kate. Sorry. Rats. Of course, if you have some ID. I must have left my ID in my other pants. Who's this Kate person you mentioned? Oh, did you see the fish going by the window? That's cool. In that case, I'll take my business elsewhere. Who's this Kate person you mentioned? Ah, the courageous Captain Kate Capsize. Tough as steel, sharp as nails. She rents her ship out and does some freelance pirating. Her only loyalty is to the highest bidder. Don't get her on her bad side. I think, funnily enough, about Kate Capsize, she's only in the hard mode. She doesn't actually, I don't think, make an appearance at all in the easy mode. So, I wonder, is that line of dialogue in the other, the easy mode at all? Okay, let's try Grog. Grog, please. I need to see some ID for that. I must have left my ID in the other pants. You'll have to do better than that. No ID, no service. Right, so there's no ID. He doesn't want me going into the kitchen. And, oh, are these stools? Can't do anything with stools. And Largo Legrand hates everyone's guts on the island and is making everybody fork up dough. Another sign. And there we are, back again to the G major comp. Help wanted. 1 week's salary in advance. Inquire below. Ah, so there's a bit of a job listing. No, we'll see. So I went in there and it started the theme, but then when I came out, it obviously came back. So here we've got another nice big ship. Let's head in here and see how the music changes. Hello. So it's kind of like, it's a little posh and a little nicer and simpler because, of course, we're going to meet another famous character here with his red hair. I've always wondered with this character, the cartographer, we'll let him introduce himself. I've always wondered, is he supposed to be like very young or much older and just small? Not sure. Anyway, we've got a bed up there. It's too small. So maybe he's just small. Maybe this character is just small. Reminds me of Dollhouse, I once had. I mean, my sister once had. So, does Guybrush have a sister, or is he just making that up because he doesn't want to be thought of as weird? Right. Look at maps. Nice map. Thanks. Nice map. Thanks. Oh yes. It's a pile of blank paper. So I know I can pick up some of this paper, right? Yep. Let's look at the paper. It's blank. Oh god. We're definitely back in Monkey Island anyway when Guybrush just points out the obvious. It makes me laugh so much. I love it. Okay. Let's have a chat with this gentleman, the cartographer. Nice monocle. Thanks, I can't see a thing without it. What kind of voice am I going to give this character? Ah, Mr. Brush, something like this. Ah, Mr. Brush. Nice monocle. Thanks, I can't see a thing without it. It's not quite right, is it? Thanks, Mr. Brush. Ah, Mr. Brush. Thanks, I can't see a thing without it. There we go. Thanks, I can't see a thing without it. That'll do. Something around there. We'll see what happens. I'm going to find it hard to do that one. Right, let's talk to him. Excuse me. Oh, yes. Hi there. Can I help you? Ghost-busting stud. Hi, I'm Guybrush. Who are you? Excuse me, do you know anything about the Big Whoop? I love as well that the treasure is called Big Whoop. Like, I wonder what it'll be. It'll certainly be a big whoop, right? Nice place you have here. Well, goodbye. Just in and out straight away. Okay, go on. Ghost-busting stud for the crack. I think Guybrush has become more cocky since his first adventures. Hi, I'm Guybrush Threepwood, ghost-busting stud. Uh-huh. He's not going to engage with that at all. Right, talk to. Hey, excuse me. Yes? Hi, I'm Guybrush. Who are you? Wally. Wally Beef Feed. At your service. Wally Beef Feed. At your service. Wally Beef Feed. Should be kind of up here. I think he should be kind of British. Kind of up here. He's very posh and very young. Ah, Mr. Brush, but a little West Country. It's kind of hard to do that accent. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. What exactly do you do here? I'm a cartographer. You do open heart surgery? In here? No, I'm the map-making sort of cartographer. Oh. Only sissies use maps. No. Guybrush has learned the errors of ways to not be cocky to this guy. Because I actually think Wally and Guybrush are quite similar in their, like, naivety. What kind of maps do you make? Every kind of pirate, every map a pirate could need. My eyes have seen the whole world, and there's not a part of it I haven't put down to paper. Maps are very, very important. Not to me, I don't travel. Actually, I'd prefer to just stop and ask directions. That's what Magellan taught. Sorry, cartographer joke. I don't get it. Let me know as well, when was your first time playing Monkey Island 2, if you have played it, and what do you think of it? You know, I could just sit and talk about maps all day. Hey, me too. Is that all you do, make maps? Well, I do some restoration work too. I paste them together, recopy them, paint little cupids in the corners. You know, artsy-fartsy stuff. Maps are very, very important. Yes, he's kind of up here, isn't he? Not to me, I don't travel. That's even better. With good maps, you can see the whole world without leaving your living room. I have some questions about Scab Island. Why? Thinking about moving here? Thinking about moving here? I put on that face now every time for Wally. Actually, I'm trying to get it off it as soon as possible. Good luck! With the sailing embargo Largo's imposed on Scab, it's hard to get anywhere. Which doesn't help my business, let me tell you. I'm kind of getting there. I'm getting there with his voice. I'm nearly there. You know anything about this Largo guy? He's just the local hood. Shakes up everybody in town. Nobody comes or goes from Scab Island because Largo makes them pay through the nose. Yeah, tell me about it. Where's the governor's mansion? There is no governor on Scab. This is an anarchist cooperative of pirates, cutthroats and other criminals. A haven for roughnecks and rebels like me. The only authority on this island is that bully Largo. I'm looking for some room and board. Well, I hear there's a new chef down at the Bloody Lip, and the Swamp Rot Inn has all the comforts. But I think Largo's booked the whole thing. Thanks for the lowdown. Anytime. Yeah. My reading today, because the dialogue is running so quick, I definitely have to change that as soon as I can. Can I actually change it now? I can. That has to be brought down to like 30. At least half of that. Whoop. SCUMMVM quit. Shit. Right. Reopen. It's opening on the wrong screen. Well, look, you have to have technical difficulties sometimes, right? Right, so we're going to open SCUMMVM here. It's opening on the wrong screen. Yes, there we are. Right, hopefully it auto-saved, right? It did. Luck, ladies and gents, luck. Anyway. Okay. I have some questions about Scab Island. Why? Thinking about moving here? Right, we can skip some of this stuff. Which doesn't help my business, let me tell you. Where's the governor's mansion? There is no governor on Scab. This is an anarchist cooperative of pirates, cutthroats and other criminals. A haven for roughnecks and rebels like me. The only authority on this island is that bully Largo. You know anything about this Largo guy? He's just a local hood, shakes down everybody in town. Nobody comes or goes to Scab Island because Largo makes them pay through the nose. Yeah, let me tell you about it. I'm looking for some room and board. Well, I hear there's a new chef down at the Bloody Lip, and the Swamp Rot Inn has all the comforts of the sea. But I think Largo's booked the whole thing. Thanks for the lowdown. Anytime. Anytime. He's kind of turning into one of the Beatles now. Do you know anything about Big Whoop? Uh-oh. Who sent you here? I should warn you, I'm heavily armed. Nobody sent me. I'm freelance. You better not try for my files. All my research on Big Whoop is in there. Can I see your files? Actually, there's not anything in them. I haven't really been able to find out much hard information. What do you know about it? I know I'm looking for it and that's about it. I know its location is a mystery. You mean you've never heard of the 4 men who buried it? No, tell me about it. Well, all anyone knows for sure is there was a shipwreck. The merchant vessel Elaine went down in a terrible storm. Elaine? Only 4 crew members survived. They washed up on a remote desert island. Some say its name was Inky Island, but I don't believe that. Why don't you believe it? Because there's no such island. Anyway, that's where they supposedly found Big Whoop. But what is Big Whoop? Whatever it was so wonderful, so horrible, that they never wanted anyone else to find it. So they took the map they made of the island and split it up amongst the 4 of them. And they all went their separate ways. Wow, that's some story. Of course, it could just be an old legend, but if I could just see the map, I bet I could recognize the shape of the land and track it down myself. What exactly do you do here? I'm a cartographer. You do open heart surgery here? Oh no. Map making, yes. What kind of maps do you make? Every kind of pirate could need. My eyes have seen the whole world, and there's not a part of it I haven't put down on paper. Maps are very, very important. Actually, I prefer to stop. Yes. Is longitude the sideways one, or is it that latitude? I can never remember which is which. It's so cute when lay people try to understand geography. I could try explain it, but you'd probably just go over your head. You know, I could just sit and talk about maps all day. Hey, me too! Is that all you do, make maps? Well, I do some restoration work too. I paste them together, recopy them, yes. Maps are very, very important. Not to me, I don't travel, that's even better. With good maps, you can see the whole world without leaving your living room. Would you mind if I just looked around? No, be my guest. Right, I'm actually going to save the game there, just very quickly. Wally befeed. And just make sure, is that a gone down? It's not, you see. 30, okay. Why does it keep quitting when I do that? Ignore. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna have to fix this before subtitles down to 30. Apply. Okay. Edit game. Look. Sometimes you have technical difficulties, ladies and gents, and you just have to get through it. Okay. I will press quit here, yeah. And then it's weird that it opens sometimes on the right screen, and then other times it doesn't open on the right screen at all. Alt, I think, was how I did it. Yes, there we are again. So over and back, over, back. Here we go. Okay, Wally. Here's hoping now that the text speed is a little slower. Talk to. Hi, Wally. Oh, hello, Mr. Brush. Would you mind if I looked around? No, be my guest. So I'm going to take a quick look now. Is it 30? Okay, that'll do me. Right, small bit of technical difficulties, but it is what it is. Right, I'm going to leave Wally to his maps for the time being and go back to that G major. Hit again. Right, we're going to walk into this ship and see what's in here. Bit of a kind of a flute of some description. Pan flute. A little posh for a hotel, I suppose. Look, we've got an alligator. Look at alligator. Isn't that cute? Push, alligator. I could lose a finger doing that. Pick up, alligator. Look at rope. It's tied to the post. Pull rope. It's securely fastened. Open rope. It's not gonna work. Alright, we've got an innkeeper here, and a bell, and a guest repository. Look at guest registry. Only one guest. Yeah, what am I think he should be quite posh. Busy guy. Time is money. Only one guest. Yeah, but that dang Lago eats like 30. Yeah, that damn Lago eats like 30. No, I think it could be better than that. It needs to be quite highfalutin. I run a hotel. I'm very important. Right, go on, we'll talk to the innkeeper. Excuse me, I'd like a room, please. Sorry, we only have one and it's full. Is text speed 30 slower? That it's only up on screen for like, or should I make it longer? I'm not gonna do it this episode, I'm just gonna have to go with what I have. Right, so let's talk to him. Excuse me, I'd like a room, please. Sorry, we only have one and it's full. Sorry, we only have one and it's full. Yes, he should be very, very full on and forward. That's it. That is what I want. So here we are. Only one guest. Yeah, but that dang Lago eats like a 30. Right, there we are. He's very, very highfalutin and highly strung because he's running. He's running a hotel. God damn it. Okay, perfect. I'm losing my mind here. Losing my mind. Okay, so push bell. I can't move it. Use bell. Be with you in a second. Pick up bell. I don't think I'd get away with that. Hold it right there. That's a private room. No going up there. Okay. This man doesn't want me doing anything of the sort. So we're going to leave this gentleman to his hotel. Hello. Love it. Back to the G major again. Right, we're gonna hear how it changes again. A little bit sleazy. Oh look, a rat. Remember the rat that we chased away in the first game? Oh, and of course the men of low moral fiber, or as I was messing their names up several times, the men of low foral miber. Right, okay. So we're going to look at this sign. Not responsible for lost buttons or hooks. No, we don't clean leather. Okay. A box. Look at box. Nice box. Look at bucket. It's just a bucket. Look at men of low. They're sleeping peacefully. Oh look, and we can look at his peg leg. Nice peg leg. There's that mouse. Look at clean laundry. It's sparkly clean. Look at sign. Not responsible for stains left on clothing. Laundry guy. He looks nice enough. Okay, let's talk to the laundry guy. Who are you? Sure, Sonny, I can't get it. That's easy. Okay. Because I'm Mad Marty. Right, that's way too quick. So 30 is less. I hope it doesn't crash again. Why does it keep crashing when I change it? So we need to go up to like from 60 to like 80. Please don't crash. It crashed again. Ladies and gents, I am very sorry for all the crashing. SCUMMVM. So try it again. Open in this window. No, it has to open in that window about 15 times first. Right, edit game. Audio, text to speech. So we need to go up to 80 with that to give me just enough time to read. Talk about luck, huh? Or none. Third time lucky, right? Yes, and we need to close it again, quit, and then we need to go in here, and we need to open it one more time, and hopefully it'll open. No, it doesn't. Quit. Do I have to press on this and then do it? Is it? Yes. Okay. Right. And load. It didn't autosave. Right, we have to start with Wally, so. We'll move on. We've been to that guy in the hotel, so we've seen that. And we'll go talk to Mad Marty. Talk to laundry guy. Who are you? Sure, Sonny, I can't get out stew. I can get out stew, that's easy. I can also extract gog, spit, and swamp mud. That's because I'm Mad Marty. I'm mad about getting your clothes the cleanest they ever can be. That's better. Technical hiccups abound. I've got a laundry type question. Shoot. Do you do alterations here? Rations? You mean changing numbers on your food stamps? You've got some nerve. I'm sorry. I've got a laundry type question. Shoot. Would you be able to get out ketchup? Get out ketchup? What do you want me to do? Nothing. What do you know about Largo Legrand? I don't know anything about cargo or contraband. I'm clean, clean, clean. I'd like to pick up some clothes. Do you have your claim ticket, Sonny? Must have left it in my other pants. I dropped it in my grog and it melted. Mom threw it out when she cleaned my room. I lost it when being keel-hauled. No, I don't have my claim ticket. I'm gonna shout at him. No, I don't have my claim ticket. You don't have to shout at me. I can hear you. But I can't give you clothes without a claim ticket. Oops, I thought I wanted to talk to you, but I don't. Right, let's have a quick talk to the men of low moral fiber. Yoo-hoo! What is it? That music brought in an accordion there. Ah, yeah, so like they knew me so I can ask them a question. Long time no see. I don't think they'll remember me, but... Did you ever get that circus started? Do we know you? You tried to sell me the minutes of a PTA meeting in the last game, claiming it was a map. I have to say that. I have to. I'm Guybrush. You tried to sell me the minutes of a PTA meeting in the last game, claiming it was a map. Map? I don't know what you're talking about. No, really. Why did you wake us up, Gorbush? What happened to your leg? It happened during a performance. That's what we do for a living now. You see, after the circus failed, we started pirate catering business on nearby Fat Island. The sacking lunch. That was quite lucrative. What does this have to do with performing? I'm getting to that. The governor of the island made us an offer we couldn't refuse. So we sold him the business. But what does this have to do with performing? We're getting to that. We sank the money into one of them newfangled glass bottom boats. We wanted to take passengers on sightseeing trips and search for a place called Drinky Island in our spare time. Boy, did we ever want to get there. Aside from the obvious reason, we had inside information that Drinky was in fact the resting place of the legendary treasure of Big Whoop. Did you find anything? I don't see what this has to do with performing. Oh, I fucking love it, man. Definitely. I don't see what this has to do with performing. We're getting to that. You see, we got a bit of a raw deal on the boat. Seems the salesman didn't have any class for the bottom. Or sorry. So he just left the gaping hole there. By the time we noticed, we were taking on water fast. We ended up stranded on a tiny desert island. How much? I think it's past my bedtime. When do we get to the performing part? We met a philosopher on the island and he told us something which changed our lives. And you're a pack of loonies that you should bore passers-by to tears with long stories? What? What is it? What did he say? Tell me already. What? What is it? What did he say? Tell me already. He told us that the world is a stage and that we are merely all players, so we became performance artists. When he lost the leg, Frank was brilliantly showing the inseparability of the path man walks from the food chain. The symbolism of the cheese was essential. You know, this leg is looking sort of dingy. Would you get some polish over to Woodsmith's and polish it for me? Actually, I'm kind of busy right now. Give me the money for the polish. Okay. So his name is Frank. So this guy up here, his name is Frank. I didn't know that. Is that your rat? Yes. We call him Munster Monster because of his insatiable passion for cheese. What a stupid voice for that guy. What are you guys doing up there? We're performing. That's right. Performing. In our current work, we portray man's response to the global environmental issues of a changing world. How come you have to perform on that ledge? To show the precarious nature of the situation, so to speak. Right. Oh, I see. Sounds like a crock of monkey snot to me. That's a brilliant line. It's excellent. I think you're overlooking the potential symbolism to be gained by your closeness to the earth. But alright, you got us. We're really up here because, well, we're afraid to come down. What? What's the word for it, Frank? Stupidity? Stupidity? It's the opposite of acrophobia. Something like orcophobia. Fear of killer whales? Sounds more like orcophobia to me. The fear of killer whales? Say what you will, we're not coming down. Okay, see you later. We can scarcely contain our anticipation. So he's giving us 1 piece of 8. I'm rich! You were rich, Guybrush, but you no longer are rich. Right, so we have taken a quick look around town. We've met a lot of the characters. We've heard how iMuse works in Woodtick. I think I'm going to go get the peg leg polish, and then I'm going to end the episode there today because I don't want it to go on too long. Obviously it's about 20 or 30 minutes longer because I did that intro section, but we'll return to our scheduled viewing time then after, and hopefully I will get through the game in reasonably quick time this time around, because I know kind of all the puzzles really, to be honest, in the game. So let's talk to Woody the Woodsmith. Ahem. Yeah? Could I buy some wood polish? That's 1 piece of 8. Anything else? I'd like to look around a bit. Sure thing. If only I could use this stuff on my lines. On your lines? Lines? What does he mean by that joke? Right. Ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to save the game. Wood polish. Wood polish instead of wood. WOOD. I would polish. Okay. Right, so that's the save. Ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure starting up Monkey Island 2 VGA edition. And I didn't even really comment. I just completely accepted the fact that, of course, we have pixelated, lovely icons that have joined us now instead of just words before. And of course, we have less verbs as well. 9 verbs this time around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really looking forward to cracking on into Monkey Island 2. There will be, of course, another episode soon, and I hope you enjoy that. Please do drop a subscribe or tell your friends, and join me on Twitter. I've just made a Twitter for this so that I can keep you updated on what's going on in the world of Dangerously. I salute you all. It's been an absolute pleasure playing the game today for you all. Sorry about all those little technical hiccups. These things happen. I think I have it fixed now, and that won't be an issue again for another episode. So anyway, my name is Dangerously, and goodbye to you all.